I'm good to go. Who are you?
I'm David Holt. I'm president of Consumer Energy Alliance.
How do you spell your last name?
Holt.
Okay. And you have a new study that's out?
Yeah, we have a new study talking about the new realities of energy in this country, and we're really sitting on an energy revolution that could reindustrialize the country and spur manufacturing opportunities and new opportunities in petrochemicals and new opportunities in transportation and help stabilize prices for consumers all across the country, reduce ultimately energy prices for consumers across the country. And our study shows that literally this country could be energy self-sufficient by 2025 if we are serious about our oil and gas production, if we could become more energy efficient, and longer term if we look at alternatives, wind and solar and nuclear and other energy resources that we bring to bear. But if you just look right now, in the near term, oil and natural gas will be the predominant resource. If you look at those two, if you look at the Outer Continental Shelf, you look at the shale revolution that's occurring in not only northeast Ohio, but all over the country. If you look at onshore and offshore Alaska and the abundant natural resources they could bring to bear, if you look at unconventional resources and oil shale and things like that, if we are serious about investing in the thoughtful development of these resources and being environmentally responsible at the same time, we can completely revolutionize our energy resource base and literally become energy self-sufficient as a nation, reducing our reliance on imports.
Not asking you for an endorsement, but I've heard Mitt Romney say on the campaign trail that if he's elected, by the end of his first 2 terms, we will wean ourselves from reliance for oil from the Middle East and other places. Is that realistic?
Well, I think it is. I think both candidates have continued to say we need an all-of-the-above strategy, and Governor Romney's position on an all-of-the-above strategy, including oil and natural gas, if we're serious about that, we can wean ourselves. Our study actually supports that proposition that we can wean ourselves from imports. We've recently seen an increase in imports from Saudi Arabia. Because of the economic downturn in this country since 2008, we actually have had a slight reduction overall in our imports. We're now importing about 45% of our daily demand. The United States consumes about 18.5 million barrels a day. But if we're serious about this, we can bring in millions and millions and millions of new barrels a day of capacity online. And this is a North American resource base. This includes Canadian resources. But we can be, as a North American enterprise, energy self-sufficient by 2035, if we're serious about it.
What's your study mean specifically for Ohio? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I think the study means specifically for Ohio some things we're already starting to see. You're seeing steel manufacturing plants come back to Ohio. There's new steel being laid to produce more new steel. That is a direct result of the shale revolution and the new natural gas that's coming online. So you're seeing new manufacturing come online, new jobs being created, new tax revenue coming in not only to local communities in and around Ohio, but the state and the federal government. You're seeing a lot of that new steel will go to producing pipe that will go in offshore areas in the Gulf of Mexico or offshore Alaska, things like that. You're seeing new opportunities in petrochemical. Right across the border from Ohio and Pennsylvania, you're seeing Shell introduce a new ethylene cracker, which will produce petrochemicals. There's other companies that are looking not only in Ohio but elsewhere around the country to bring those things online to take advantage of these new energy realities. And our position really is from Consumer Energy Alliance, which represents majority energy consumers, so manufacturers, transportation, truck drivers, small business, large business, restaurants, and energy producers of all shapes and sizes, wind, solar, hydro, oil and gas, nuclear, all the rest. Our position is we must bring on these new resources to allow this country to produce these new manufacturing enterprises that spur job, spur economic growth, spur opportunity across the board.
What do you say to the people who are concerned about the environmental impacts of all this in Ohio?
I think the environmental impacts, first and foremost, have got to be recognized, and we must hold industry to a high standard, and we must balance the environmental impacts and the economic benefits. No is not an answer. We've got to be able to do this safely and responsibly and in an environmentally sensitive way. But we also have this American dream where we want to pass on to our children and our grandchildren the same or better economic opportunities than we had. So let's protect the environment. I think we're all environmentalists. We all want to pass on to our children and grandchildren a better environment than we had. But let's make sure that we're not missing economic opportunities by continuing to say no at all costs. The environment must be protected and economic opportunity must be protected. But yes has got to be an answer too.